Hello, you wonderful people, and welcome to another episode of Nerd Mode. This being a show where I introduce you to a series that you may or may not be familiar with. For today's episode, I'm going to talk about the Epix original series, Pennyworth. Like always, this isn't a review, it's just me talking about a series that I really like that I recommend you check out for yourself. Pennyworth is an action crime drama series that takes place in London in the 1960s and follows a young Alfred Pennyworth. Following his exit from the military, Alfred starts a security company. But upon crossing paths with Thomas Wayne, Alfred finds himself caught in between two warring organizations, the Raven Society and the No Name League, each with their own plans to take control of London. With London's fate into balance, Alfred just might be the one who can tip the scales. We all know Alfred as the butler slash confidant to Bruce Wayne slash Batman, but the series gives you an opportunity to really get to know him, to know his story, to know his life before Batman. For example, Alfred having his own demons, being haunted by his past, his time in the military in more ways than one. Because of his experiences, Alfred is reluctant to turn to violence as a solution, but he isn't afraid to use violence if the situation calls for it. Since we are dealing with a young Alfred, obviously he hasn't learned all the life lessons that he will eventually pass on to Bruce. So in this series, you quickly learn that Alfred isn't in this to play the role of the hero, that he can be brash and even selfish, doing whatever it takes to get the life that he wants. But what I really think is interesting, that despite all that at his core, there is still some sense of justice with Alfred because he does try to do the right thing. You see that more and more as the series progresses. Granted, he's still got a long way to go to becoming the Alfred that we know that he eventually becomes. I mean, with everything going on, Alfred doesn't really have any allegiances to just one particular side, and because of that, he kind of has allies with different backgrounds. Whether it's characters like Bazza and Dave Boy, buddies of his from his military days, mysterious allies like Martha Kane and the aforementioned Thomas Wayne, who have their own reasons of being involved in everything that's going on. And then you have other characters who borderline between allies and enemies who are kind of doing their own thing. What's also interesting about this show is that it has this very espionage feel to it, whether it be the political warring factions or the domestic and international conspiracies at play. Tone-wise, it's kind of dark and gritty and pretty bloody. I mean, it's actually quite surprising on how violent this show can be at times. Pennyworth is based on characters from DC Comics. Season 2 of Pennyworth premieres on December 13th. But really, that's all I want to talk about. Till the next time we meet, be happy, be safe, live life to the fullest, and enjoy it. Good day and goodbye.